Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadi Tamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And we'll attempt to share the screen. Looks like we've got it shared. December 22nd, second day of PanchaGanapathi in Asia. Happy PanchaGanapathi. See what we have here. This is one we haven't seen. Making Your Home God's Home, October 2011, 13 years ago. A unique aspect of Hinduism is that everyone can be a priest and be in charge of one's own temple. How can that be accomplished? How can you be a priest and be in charge of your own temple? That temple is your home shrine, which you can spiritualize or turn into a mini temple through conducting daily puja. So this is a very important teaching of Gurudeva, and something outside of India that's not done as much as it is in India, which is conducting daily puja in the home. This process works best when the shrine is a separate room strictly reserved for worship and meditation, unsullied by worldly talk and other activities. That is the ideal. When that is not possible, it should at least be a quiet corner of a room, more than a simple shelf or closet. Make the shrine a refuge for all family members, a place of peace and solace where they can connect with God and offer their praise, prayers, and practical needs. It's a good list, huh? Praise, prayers, and practical needs. It's a good order, too. Gurudeva said, I think it's in Loving Ganesha, before you present your practical needs, just praise the deity. The late Sri Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Mahaswamiji of Kanchipuram Kamakoti Peetham commented on the necessity of home puja. Every family must perform puja to Ishvara. Those who find it convenient to do so may conduct elaborate types of puja after receiving proper initiation into them. Others need perform only a brief puja, not lasting more than 10 minutes or so. Office goers must offer at least this brief worship. The sacred bell must ring in every home. It reminds me of Gurudeva. Swamiji here is so outspoken. Everyone should do this, period. So everyone can do simple puja in the home. Here's a story to show how our efforts to perform puja in the home can start simply and gradually become more elaborate. The Shekhar family always kept a shrine room in their home. Over the years, the husband systematically learned more and more about conducting puja. In the beginning, he just chanted a simple mantra to Lord Ganesha while waving incense. Then he learned a few more chants and began passing the arati flame at the end of puja. Finally, he learned the entire Ganesha Atmarta Puja, which he now does every morning before breakfast. He finds performing the full puja deeply satisfying and notes that it uplifts all members of the family as well. Many people do not realize it, but personal worship is a fundamental element of what we call Hinduism's code of conduct, the yamas and niyamas, or restraints and observances. And this code comprises steps 1 and 2 in Ashtanga Yoga, is often regarded as the foundation for meditation. Worship, one of the 10 niyamas, is known as Ishvara Pujana. Not very well centered, huh? To fix that. It refers to puja that we conduct for ourselves rather than the rites done by a priest on our behalf. This worship performed in the home shrine can range from simply offering a flower to performing a full and formal puja. Puja conducted by a layperson, called Atmartha Puja, is regarded as a personal worship rite, meaning it's for you. You're not trying to bless the world. Whereas the public puja held by a priest in the temple is called Parartha Puja. So he's trying to bless the whole world. And the question, after a personal puja is finished, what should we do next? Eat the prasadam, right? No, wrong answer. After performing Atmartha Puja, it is customary to sit for a few minutes in meditation, internal worship, taking in to the soul level the refined feelings, the prana that the puja has created and which still remains in the room. In this way, we receive maximum benefits from the puja. In Saiva terminology, that's called yoga and kriya. Kriya centers around the home puja. So charya and kriya is preparing for it. Kriya is doing it. Yoga and kriya is meditating afterwards. And jnana and kriya is the wisdom gained from those 3 practices. So yoga and kriya. Gurudeva observed that some people are afraid to perform puja. Why? They often feel they lack sufficient training or don't understand the mystical principles behind it well enough. Many Hindus depend on the priest to perform the pujas and sacraments for them. Do we need to be initiated to perform the Atmartha Puja? Good question. However, Gurudeva points out, as did Mahaswamiji of Kanchipuram, that simple pujas may be performed by anyone wishing to invoke grace from God, gods, and devas. Love of the deity is more important than ritualistic perfection. Those wishing to perform advanced Atmartha Puja can receive training and permission to do so through initiation, called Diksha, from qualified priests or a guru. What restriction did Gurudeva place on performing Atmartha Puja? An excellent question. Gurudeva placed one important restriction on performing Atmartha Puja. If a serious outbreak of anger is experienced, one must refrain from doing puja for 31 days. This is really serious. Not just yelling once and quieting down. Simple waving of incense before the icons is permissible, but the passing of flames, ringing of bells, or the chanting of any mantra other than the simple recitation of Om. So you don't want to pass flames, ring bells, chant mantras after serious anger. Why is that? He invoked this restriction knowing that an angry person would invoke in the second world asuras that can upset us rather than the devas that bring us blessings. In fact, to successfully spiritualize the home, there is a need to minimize expressions of anger as well as swearing. Take as an analogy assembling a complex jigsaw puzzle. Performing the puja is the equivalent of correctly fitting 10 puzzle pieces together. Minor anger takes away 5 pieces, simple swearing 2, and a major argument 20. Clearly, we will never finish the puzzle unless we bring anger and swearing under control. In other words, even the most sincere efforts we put into increasing the spirituality of our home will not succeed if we nullify them with outbursts of anger and swearing. All Hindus have guardian devas who live on the astral plane and guard and protect their lives. The shrine room is a space for these permanent unseen guests, a room that the whole family can enter and sit in and commune inwardly with these refined beings who are dedicated to protecting the family generation after generation. A token shrine in a bedroom or a closet or a niche in a kitchen is not enough to attract these divinities, Gurudeva counseled. One would not host an honored guest in one's closet or have him or her sleep in the kitchen and expect the guest to feel welcome, appreciated, and loved. It's Gurudeva being a bit direct. The most cultured Hindu homes center around the home shrine, a special room set aside and maintained to create a temple-like atmosphere in which we conduct puja, read scripture, perform sadhana, sing bhajans, and do japa. The sacred space serves as a solitary refuge, a meditation chamber. It is a safe room in which we retreat from the world, draw into ourselves, and get in touch with our superconscious intuition. It is a place to face ourselves, to write and burn confessions, and make new resolutions. It is a place to dissolve problems in the light of inner knowing with the help of our guardian devas. And next question to you, how can you strengthen your home shrine? You can strengthen the vibration of your home shrine by going to the temple regularly, ideally once a week, and making extra visits during festivals. So Gurudeva encouraged going on the same day each week. Lighting an oil lamp in the shrine room when you come home from the temple brings the temple's religious atmosphere into your home. Mystically, that simple act brings devas who are at the temple right into the home shrine, where from the inner world they can bless family members and strengthen the home's religious force field. Gurudeva takes the idea of having a separate shrine room in which God and the devas can dwell one step further. He states that cultured and devout Hindus dedicate their entire home to God. The ideal of Ishvara Pujana, worship, is to always be living with God in God's house, which is also your house, and regularly going to God's temple. This lays the foundation for finding God within. How can someone find God within if he doesn't live in God's house as a companion to God in his daily life? The answer is obvious. It would only be a theoretical pretense based mainly on egoism. Go for it, Gurudeva. Hindus who believe in God's presence in their home naturally wish to honor Him, even feed Him. They lovingly place food before His picture, leave, close the door, and let God and His devas partake of the meal. Gurudeva observed, God and the devas do enjoy the food. They do so by absorbing the pranas, the energies of the food. So that's important. They just absorb the pranas. That's the idea of offering the naivedyam. With that gesture, you're giving them the pranas. After the meal is over and everyone is eaten, God's plates are picked up too. What is left on God's plate is eaten as prasadam, a blessed offering. God is served as much as the hungriest member of the family, not just a token amount. Of course, gods and the devas do not always remain in the shrine room. They wander freely throughout the house, listening to and observing the entire family, guests and friends. Since the family is living in God's house and God is not living in their house, the voice of God is easily heard as their conscience. Gurudeva challenges each of us. Gurudeva challenges each of us. The psychology and the decision and the religion is, do we live with God or does God occasionally visit us? Who is the authority in the home? An unreligious, ignorant, domineering elder? Or is it God himself, whom the entire family, including elders, bow down to? Because they have resigned themselves to the fact that they are living in an ashrama of God. This is religion. This is Ishvara Pujana. Very nice, Gurudeva. So that's a very important part of Gurudeva's teachings, is the home shrine and eventually doing puja in the home shrine. And ideally, when you have children and they're younger, they attend the puja as well. Okay, let's see what's second here. 64 character qualities from our workbook. And we're still in the G's. Gratitude is the 28th character quality. How would you define gratitude? The workbook gives this definition. Gratitude means being thankful for all I have. It is expressed toward others by showing my appreciation. Its opposite is thanklessness. So gratitude is expressed through appreciation. And Gurudeva's comments, gratitude and appreciation are the key virtues for a better life. They are the spell that is cast to dissolve hatred, hurt, and sadness, the medicine which heals subjective states of mind, restoring self-respect, confidence, and security. The person of perfect understanding accepts all happenings in life as purposeful and good. We must be grateful to others for playing back to us our previous actions so that we can see our mistakes and experience the same feeling that they did. Jumped ahead there. Take a moment to identify a few ways in which you could improve in gratitude. And the third topic is Yogaswami's words of our master quotes. If you are a king, will you have contentment? If you are a beggar, will you have contentment? Whatever your walk in life may be, you will only have contentment through knowing yourself. You will only have contentment through knowing yourself by yourself. What does that mean to you? Contentment only comes from experiencing our soul nature. Or said another way, contentment is a quality of our soul nature. If we're experiencing our soul, then we are experiencing contentment. And in the Hume concepts, contentment means being in the fourth dimension of the mind, deeper than the third. As one brings up one's children well, so one must train the mind to behave well. Mind is our best friend and our worst enemy. What does that mean to you? We need to take training our own mind as seriously as we train our children. Good parents take training their children very seriously, but there's a tendency not to take training our own mind as seriously as that, but we should. As you clear the forest when you make a survey, so must our inner obstacles be cleared. What does that mean to you? Mahavasanada Tantra is one tool Gurudeva gave us for clearing our inner obstacles. So that's a very good one. It's like clearing the forest, so we can go within. Thank you very much. Om. Om. Om.